Hey guys, BlueJK here, and the moment that we've all been waiting for is finally here. Kill Snapper's Cave. I'm just kidding. Nobody cares about that. What we do care about is a lot of things, actually. The first thing that I'll mention is Arena. This is finally PvP coming to global, and I don't know if you guys have seen any Japanese videos, but basically it's a little bit like Brave Frontiers Arena, where you select your party or whatever, and it kind of selects opponents' parties for you to fight, and it's kind of auto-controlled and everything, but you will have tanks blocking hits, and obviously units using abilities and things like that. It's not going to be auto attack or anything like that, but it's very interesting to have because it introduces a big competitive element into the game. Before, it's like if you can clear the content, then nobody really cares if somebody's stronger than them or not. But now, you might be a little bit jealous. You might try to catch up to other people. Obviously, that's good for business for Akumi. For myself, I am a pretty competitive person, but I do also realize that I'm not going to be able to hang, with the big whales and everything. I mean, those days are behind me. But I'm still going to be curious to see how well I hang. And also, there are prizes that you're going to be able to get. You're going to be able to get lappies, daily lappies even. There's going to be ways to get trust moogles, burst pots and things like that. You can earn these arena medals and exchange them for prizes. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. If you take a quick look at this picture, it looks like we can get elixirs, arena summon tickets, which are different than regular summon tickets. Those are more like hectors and things like that. Magicites, etc. Use pots to break limits. So this looks like you're going to be able to improve the stats of your units, which is really a huge thing, probably permanent, because it's not like it's going overboard. It's 30 HP, 10 HP, so forth. So again, if you have a favorite unit, you know that it's pretty future-proof. You're going to want to buff it up a lot. Pretty big deal. And this burst pot increases limit burst skill level by 3,000. And we've been dealing with these 100s and so forth, but now you can actually realistically level the limit burst even for a base 5-star character, for example. So that's pretty cool. I don't want to talk too much more about it because I'm not an expert, but we'll go on to the next banner. And Brave Frontier, the banner is finally here. This is one that people have been curious about. Now, this banner is not amazing overall compared to the Final Fantasy III banner, but what it does have is it has Tilith, who is undoubtedly the future Queen of Healers, although she's not going to be right now. We'll go really quickly, do an overview, and then dig in a little deeper. Now, this first global exclusive unit, Elza, we don't know a whole lot about her yet. I don't know if it's been data mined yet, but she looks like she's going to be a pretty powerful unit. She's a base 5-star, those are 6-star, and seems like she's going to be very dark element based. Dark AoE, she cures status ailments while greatly increasing her own overall attributes. Also has the ability to auto revive herself, which is crazy. She can crush her enemies' defenses, and if she's anything like Brave Frontier, she probably inflicts some status ailments as well. I'm not really sure, but she's probably going to be pretty powerful, to be honest. And while I don't expect to get her, it'll be a really nice bonus. And the Trust Mastery reward is really great. Tilith, now this is the star of the banner, of course. Base 4-star, so in theory she should be attainable, although some people think that the rates are going to be a little bit low. But she goes to 5 stars for now. She's actually a pretty capable healer, as we'll see in a little bit, but when she gets her 6 stars, she's going to be just unstoppable, by far the best healer in the future. But for now, Refia is still better. Refia is going to hold the crown for a few more months maybe, but you definitely want to get a Tilith and kind of stash her away for a little bit. Her Trust Master reward nullifies all status ailments, which is not that impressive, but I don't know. Like for me, the Final Fantasy 3 units that I've gotten, a lot of them are pretty resistant or immune to a lot of the status ailments anyway, and you have a lot of ways to cure them now. So kind of good, but I don't know. I'd have to see the stats on it. Maybe she does have. Maybe it does do other things too. The next unit is Syria. Base 4-star, goes to 5-star. Not a great unit overall, which is to be expected because she's kind of like their version of Lid or whatever, like a story character, not a rare summon per se. So you would expect her not to be overly powerful. Her Trustmaster reward boosts defense spirit by 20% and HP by 10%. I guess that'd be great to have on your healer or something, but it's okay, but not something that you must farm. And then Carl is a base 4-star that goes 5-star. Again, pretty mediocre, okay in some ways, but kind of on par with Syria, and again, a storyline character. His Trustmaster reward is Seal of Destruction, which boosts attack magic by 20%, and HP by 10%. This is actually a really nice Trustmaster reward, especially for some upcoming units that have hybrid damage and things like that. So very good Trustmaster reward if you can farm this up. So that's the new banner. And then finally we'll talk about, really quick, the upcoming event that corresponds to Brave Frontier. This is going to be another kind of farming event where this time the currency is called Karma. And there seems to be a lot of cool prizes here. Let's see. This is really nice materia here. 15% mag. We have 10% right now, but well, there's a 30 for Shantoto, but that's a little bit harder to get. So some of these are going to be really helpful. We have another spear, 62 with Ice Elemental. Not the highest attack compared to what we've been getting, but the elementals are definitely going to come into play. We have a fire sword. We kind of had a fire sword already with the Church Rotten, but this one's an actual regular sword rather than a katana. And Tablet of Ruin, attack plus 20% and boosts limit burst fill rate, which is great, but unfortunately it's only for Elza. So if you do get an Elza, you definitely want to farm this up. And this event is introducing a mechanic that was in Japan and will continue to be probably for the rest of the game, and that's that banner characters basically give you a bonus for farming up karma and the currency for whatever event it is, which is kind of like, it seems like it's a greedy move, but at the same time it makes sense from their standpoint, and in a way it's kind of fun to use characters that you might not otherwise use. Okay, Metal Gods. These are rare monsters that pop up once in a while, and these are, if you've played Brave Frontier, these are things that you actually use to enhance different heroes, kind of like on par with Gigantors. But if you run into these guys, they will give you 1,000 karma. And yeah, that's the event. I'm really looking forward to it because I kind of missed the farming event. What was the event called? No, the Halloween event actually. The Halloween event was really great. Got tons of good stuff for it. And the current event that's going on is not so much. It's just more of the one-time clear kind of thing, which is fine to give the players a break. But I'm definitely ready for another farming event. Anyway, once there's more details released on Elza, I'll definitely make a video about it because she's probably going to be a pretty big deal. But for now, that's all we know. Why don't we go into the specific details for the characters, the other characters. If I can get this to work. Okay. So the first unit we'll talk about is Syria. She's a physical damage dealer, even though they call her a summoner. Stats are okay, 2700, 33, 106 attack. Not the highest, but definitely above average. Weapon selection is pretty typical, what you would expect. Regular sword, great sword, katana. Nobody uses daggers except maybe I guess the kitchen knife would be one. Her abilities, she has a typical blade blitz here, some elementals, nice passive demon killer, attack plus 10, defense plus 10, bird killer, fire damage to all enemies. This is kind of a nice AoE skill, kind of like lightning. And then she has a support skill called Champion Surge that increases defense and spirit by 40%. This is obviously going to complement well with one of Carl's skills, and we'll just go into him in a minute. The limit burst is fire damage and reduced defense and spirit for 3 turns to all enemies, kind of like rain. But yeah, she's okay. She has some good fire abilities and some passives, but as you can see, there's really not anything that really stands out. There's no really great single target attack or anything like that. But yeah, she's okay. Carl is a great complement to Saria, and you'll see why. Very similar stats. Attack is a little bit higher, and he can use axes and spears instead of great swords and katanas. He has a single target attack here that reduces attack, but this is just a regular break level. It's not even like full break or what we've been seeing lately with the higher percentages. Passives are okay, defense plus 10%, attack plus 20%, also demon killer, beast killer, which is great. He has wind damage and lightning damage instead of fire. 1.4 is not good for a single attack. 1.8 is a little bit better, but again, it's a single target, and that's kind of subpar at this point. His Gleaming Cleave is probably his best attack, but what's funny is that it's literally 3/4 of a barrage. So it's definitely better than nothing, but it's not as good as barrage. It's 2.4 instead of 3.2. And the reason I said he's a complement to Saria is that he increases attack and magic by 40%, kind of like Demon Rain actually with Ignite, but yeah, he increases attack and magic. And Saria does defense and spirit. So if you had both of them, you can kind of like increase all your stats in one turn. Although you'd be using 2 different characters for that. And his limit burst is ice damage to all enemies instead of fire, like Saria. So I guess he has a little bit more elemental coverage. He has wind, lightning, and ice. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. The multiplier is respectable. It's AoE, and it reduces attack and magic, which I think is more important than reducing defense and spirit. He looks to be a better character than Saria, I would say. And then, of course, Tilith, who is going to be the future Queen of Healing, but for now she's merely good. And her stats are kind of what you would expect, kind of squishy, good spirit. She can't equip any weapons, and that's kind of a bummer, but she does have some decent abilities. Prism Heart, you're probably not going to use this too much magic damage because she's not going to have really high magic. Maybe you would in turns where you don't really need healing or something like that. She's able to... Pretty Steel is basically a dispel. Magic plus 10%, MP plus 20, Spirit plus 20. Good passives, auto regen, which is good to keep your healer alive. Now, Goddess's Miracle is a really great skill. It's basically a Curaja mixed with, curing status ailments on your party, all in one go. So it's a really good skill. It is 25 MP instead of 15, but I think you can agree that that's definitely worth it. It's a great skill. Celestial Light, she increases attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 40%. So all these different things, all in one go. The only downside is that it's only for 2 turns rather than 3 turns or 5 turns with the newer skills, and it's 53 MP, but again, this is a great skill to have. She's probably, if you did use her, you'd probably use Celestial Light the first round, then Goddess's Miracle to heal up the second round, maybe switch back to Celestial Light and so forth, but it is a little bit of a liability because it's only 2 turns, and you might need to keep up healing constantly. And Rainbow Veil, increase fire, ice, lightning, water, wind, earth, light resistances. Wow. 40% for 3 turns to all allies, so this is really great. It's kind of like what we have with Cloud of Darkness, but this is a higher percentage actually. It's 40% instead of 30, so that's another great skill. So as you can see, even though she's only 5 stars for now and not going to 6 stars for a few more months, she is a really capable healer. The only problem is that she doesn't have any way to get rid of stone or petrify, but you can use items for that. Limit burst, she does heal and increases LB limit break gauge fill rate for 3 turns and gets rid of some status ailments, but unfortunately it's not AoE, it's only to 1 ally. So that's a bummer. I'm not sure if that changes at 6 stars or not, but it's pretty useful, I guess. You definitely, if you have a character that has a really great limit break, increasing the fill rate is definitely going to help you out. So she's a good healer right now, but in the future she's going to be by far the best, even in Japan right now. So anyway, that is my review of the banner and pretty much everything that we've gotten announced today. I will make another video once we get further details, or if I need to make corrections, because I kind of blew through this, but I have to get back to work. So hope this was informative and useful, at least interesting, and we'll find out more in the days to come.